What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again, and I got Louise. Louise, what are you telling me?
Telling you all is good. Had a great weekend. Hope everybody else did. I think there's a few people got some sunburn, not just from the boats, but quite a few from the boats.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Just it's just really good as well. You had a good weekend.
I did, thank you. I did. Lot of fun, lot of rest. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you did too up north.
Yeah, it's been fantastic sort of thing. I went to do what did I do? I went to the Irish bar on Saturday and had a good time, and went out to shopping yesterday and had a quiet time. We watched bit of video as well, which is fantastic. So whoosh, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, so mega. So yeah, so guys, you like the video, like what you see, please like, subscribe. Also, super chats open, and also if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And I should be running a competition very soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And also as well, please remember to keep comments respectfully. No all caps, duplicates, no discussing or promoting on people's channel. Let's give permission by me. Allow mods to mod. Right, you enjoy a show. And also for those who have been on the show before, welcome to the show, peeps, and welcome to my channel. John Sinclair TV is a channel for fans of football, wherever your club may be. But let there be no doubt, it's heart in Newcastle United. Yeah, so I don't want any arguments, bitch in the morning as well. Let's go for some comments as well. Hi to Ches. Thank you, Ches. Hi to George. Hi to George. Hope you came, my guy. And hope we had a good bank holiday so far. Good evening to Gareth. Hi to Gareth. And big up to Benny, by the way. Award for the best countdown to start the show. Music goes to the show. First time I've heard it. Steve Reeve needs to take note. Yeah, and then people saying that tune doesn't match for me channel. Okay, cool. Hey to Chess again. Hi to Jules. Hi to Davey. Big up to Davey from Bleed. I keep saying Benwell for some reason, but there you go. Hi to Steve. And we're going on the rules. Apologies, Betty. That's absolutely fine. No worries. You get to watch the tweet I sent you. I'm gonna look at that later. And Julie J. Good evening to you. Right, it finishes the review. Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1 at Stamford Bridge. And yeah, I mean, a draw. If you look at it, the balance of play, it sounds about right, Louise. I mean, look, first half we played well. But following the game, Miggy, and he missed us lots of chances again. You could see the poor goal, Trippier scored a lone goal. And Isak looked lively in the first half, but the second half, he just out the game for me. Defense played well. Yeah, take it away, Lou.
So for me, we got beat 1-1. And for once, I don't care that we did. They were superior on stats in every part of the game. And I don't care. It's unusual. Obviously, because of the position that we're in, it didn't matter. I think if you remember, I had hoped that we might go on a rampage and get 7 or 10. And I think we might have if we'd had most of the lads fit. I imagined there was going to be rotation and putting some newbies in. But I think we started off from a worse position than that, maybe because, we didn't have Longstaff, we didn't have Joe Will. We know who we didn't have. We didn't have Joe Linton. So, and great news on him getting the call up to Brazil. I think that's awesome. I'm chuffed to bits about that. So I think we didn't have the players that we could have had as a base, and therefore we didn't go on the rampage that I'd hoped for. I think they're all really a bit knackered, but it was okay.
Yeah,
it didn't set the world alight, but it was okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go for the team lineup as well, and it was Eddie Pitts as well. We're going to do the player ratings later, as you all know. But this is who Eddie gone with. I mean, we look at it tonight. I know Joe Linton was going to play, right? Let's be honest on that one. And I knew Anthony Gordon's going to come in as well. Dubravka was always going to come because Nick Pope had a hand injury, and it went with Martin and goal. The back four: Trippier, Shah, Botman, and Target, getting a start above Dan Burn. The midfield three is Budiger Marash, Anthony Gordon, and Elliot Anderson. The front three is Miggy, ASM, and Isak. I mean, look, for me, I thought that's a good side out there. Do you know what I mean? Because it's good to see Matt coming back into the team. Okay, he didn't look match fit for me. And Elliot Anderson deserved another run out as well. And if you look at the subs bench, we're going to talk about it in a bit. It's Lewis Millie, who is started, eventually came on. And it's great for a 17-year-old lad to come on the pitch and show us stuff.
Yeah, he did. And he showed it as well. Did well. He did well. So on the Matt Target thing, there have been calls for weeks to have him on instead of Dan Burn. And that's one of the questions that I'd be keen to get everybody's views on tonight, because for me, he didn't do anything that I would, he cleared off the line. We've got to give him that. But he didn't do anything that I wouldn't have expected from Dan Burn. Yeah. So for me, that showed that we had, Dan Burn is not somebody that we replace with Target. Whether we replace him with somebody else, maybe. But for me, Target didn't do it. But I'm really interested to see what everybody else thinks about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like Target. Don't get us wrong. I really do like him, but he's getting the game to show what he can do. And he did okay. But at the end of the day, you can tell they look a bit like not much match fit. Just come back from an injury as well. And I'm not going to slate him because look, at the end of the day, I think he's come and did his bit. And I'll look at the back for Trippier. I mean, I didn't think it was that great yesterday, in my opinion. I mean, own goal, and at times I thought he got caught out of it a little bit. But look, I like him. But I mean, Trippier's been one of the players of the season in my eyes. But I thought yesterday, I think he looked way off. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I think he needs the rest. I absolutely think he needs the rest.
He'll get out of the season in the summer.
Exactly. So I think he's kind of limped over the line there, but he's been, very present, and I think it's taken its toll. So it was all right. I don't really blame him for the handball. I don't think there was much that could have been done about that.
No, absolutely. And even if the hand it's into the net, but if it did and it didn't go, then I'm sure it would have been a penalty kick. But that's another time. That's the day. That's gone now, and it's once each. And hi to Ches. Again, not being smart, you know what, but his name is Millie. Is it Millie or Miley? What would you call him, Millie or Miley?
Miley is what I would say.
Yeah. Lewis Miley. Yeah, I think he's going to be a good player. Millie Miley. We call him Miley. Why not? Good to know that Eddie trusts the likes of Anderson and Gordon in the middle, though. Good to test that. Miley looks very composed and natural from what I saw. Reminds me of a Carrick. Yeah, similar to that. So we don't put pressure on the lad as well. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you to you. Hard to judge Tiger during lack of game time. Maybe he just needs a pre-season too. I have to go view Leslie on that. And at the end of the day, right, I mean, the defence played well apart from that. So second half, look at Chelsea's side, right? I thought Chelsea didn't look that great, to be fair. Only Sterling showed up. The rest of them, I'm sorry, but Pochettino's got a lot of work to do when he goes in. He signed a 2-year deal for another year, right? Goes in there. He's got a lot of work.
I agree. They are, far from anything special, but they did, they had more shots than us. They had more on target than us. They had more possession than us, more passes than us, more corners. Just every statistic was better than us. And I still don't care. Ask me again. I still don't care because it meant really nothing yesterday. They've done the hard work. It just would have been nice if it had been a party. And afterwards it was, and on the way to the match it was a party. So that will do for me. Should we talk a little bit about? Don't want to jump the gun if you want to do it later, but should we talk a little bit about Sher's pass to his diagonal pass that set up the goal 9 minutes in? You're talking about defence. So and I talked about him last week and worried a bit that he was playing a bit far forward. Obviously, he wasn't this week, but he still did that brilliant pass. So I think we've got to give. He deserves a mention, an honourable mention for that. I think.
I think you're right. I mean, it's a cracking pass sort of thing. ASM, whipped it in for Anthony Gordon for the goal. And we're going to talk about Anthony in a bit as well. But we just hold that thought. So go for the stats quick, and then you can go to back on the goal. Look at he just said there. I mean, more possession, 67%, Newcastle 33. Corners 10-3, shots on target 4 each, shots off target 10-5. Chelsea were woeful yesterday, absolutely woeful, and score opportunities 1-0, and total shots 22 goals, Newcastle 13. And I tell you what, so we look at the stats there as well. I mean, it looks really good as well. And we at the top of the post as well, which we're going to come to as well. But you're right. I mean, he's had a good chance as well, saved by Kappa. But you just said it there. The goal came wonderful pass to ASM. Lovely cross into Gordon. And it wasn't the cleanest of strike, but he just got a nick in. And Anthony Gordon, you got to be pleased to score his first goal for the club.
Yes. And I watched one of the interviews with him afterwards, and I thought he looked healthier. I can't really explain this, whether his nutrition is better, his rest, I don't know what it is, but something about him he just looked healthier. And I think that's part of the training that he's been going on. He acknowledged that he hadn't been fit enough when he joined the team compared to what Eddie expects, and that he's going to go on and do more. I
tell you what, if Evan Scher was in Ballador, right, Leslie would fool to him every single time. She'd probably ring him every single day to get this guy to win the thing.
It's a very fair point, to be fair. Yeah, so I thought Gordon looked great. I think he is going to work really hard for us in the off season. I have a question that again goes out to everybody to let me know what they think. I think Gordon and Isak didn't work too well as both of them on the field. I can see that Isak works with Callum, but I don't think he worked with Gordon. And no. Did Eddie play Gordon a bit more centrally? And did that not suit Isak?
Yeah, I think for me, I realised Gordon played in a central mid as well, and I think he did all right. Do you know what I mean? I thought he didn't play wide, but is that his natural position? No, but Eddie is flexible in his tactics as well, and I don't want to play players. I don't want to see players playing out of position all the time. I can't lie, but at the end of the day, if it works, it works. I thought Gordon played well. I really thought that as well in the central mid, and that gives Miggy ASM playing out wide for Isak up top as well. So for me, I don't really want to see him play in central mid. I like to see him play wide because that's the scheme. I want to see a winger could actually play as a winger.
But he scored. So yes. I wonder how he feels about it. But I do think that the Isak Gordon pairing or having both on the field doesn't work. But next season, that means we can do different things and we can mix it up a bit. We can have differences. So having them both in the squad, I love, but I don't think I love having them both playing at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the equalising goal was a bit of a poor one, to be fair. I mean, we were just caught napping as well when the free kick came in. Where was the defence? Why were we not marking? Do you know what I mean? We just actually stood there, but. But I didn't for Chelsea that great, to be fair. This has got to be the worst Chelsea team I've seen in 30 years. And they've done 600 mil, not brought a striker in, apart from Fofana. He didn't play in either, right? And you know what? I mean, it's just embarrassing. I mean, Aubameyang didn't play, right? They played Havertz up top on the side. I tell you what, he's been shocking this season, Havertz. I can't lie. But at the end of the day, right? I mean, you got Enzo Fernandez. I rate him, right? But he's going to need time to play in the Premier League, yeah? And I don't think that Chelsea defence back four that great. I really don't. We could have done more.
Yeah, we should have. And Miggy couldn't buy a goal yesterday. Yeah. Much as I love him, he couldn't buy one.
Yeah.
And I did. Sorry, go on.
You go.
I was just whilst we were still talking about the defence, part of me thought that wouldn't have gone in. And we would have defended better if we'd had Dan Burn on the pitch. And I don't know. Obviously, you can't know what would have happened, but my gut was it would have been better if we'd had Dan Burn.
Yeah. I think he deserved the rest, Dan Burn. I mean, I think he really deserved it because I think he had a great season for me. And, played a left back, not as natural the position centre-back. But let's be honest, I think he's done really, really well in that position. They all had the flip-flops on the town and the arm. You know what? Right, it's only 50-odd miles down the road from London. They could have gone down the beach. You know what I mean? On the beach, as they say, on the beach. Our supporters is great. And also we got big up to hang in with my, you know what? I have it in for Kimi Yai. I tell you what, he plays in Napoli. He's got a market value of £55 million. And, De Laurentiis, the Napoli president, is keen to sell the guy. He's not an easy guy to deal with. And they'd be quite happy to sell him if that offer is met. So, Kimi Yai, would I take him? Yes, I will. He's a quick defender, reads the game. He can play in an Eddie system. Absolutely no problems at all. Spalletti, the head coach, where he's going at the end of the season, thinks he can do 20 things in a game. Thought Gordon looked direct to half-time. Even admitted he thought he was fit, but not Eddie Howe fit. And you know what it is, right, with Andy Gordon. We're going to touch on Andy Gordon as well. In my opinion, I think this guy is going to be a fantastic acquisition in the summer. He's going to do big, big things. And I'm right behind this guy.
Agreed. I'm not sure about that song though, because I'm not sure he's on the wing. But I love the new song. But I was thinking, is he going to stay on the wing? I don't know. But I think he'd heard about the song before he went out, and I think that actually G'd him up a bit and helped with his confidence. So that was great to see. We're going to need a Miley one now.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Miley, I think he's going to get some game time. Don't put pressure on him, but he will be. I mean, me personally, I keep him here. I definitely keep him here. Cruel, I'll keep as well. They need to work with better players around the club. We're going to have some games. We've got to be in 4 competitions next season. By the way, we'll be in the 3rd round of Carling Cup, not the 2nd round next year. So I'll let you guys know on that. And question for John and Lou, would you take any players from Chelsea for Toon, or do you think that the age demands potential attitude issues from a bigger club are an issue? For me, Benny, not for me. I'd rather, we're a youth project. We are a youth project. We're in phase 2 now. Phase 2 youth project. Yeah, that's what we are. We're all by young players. We're by the best players in Europe. That's what we should be aiming from. The best young players in Europe. I mean, do the Dortmund style model. Do you know what I mean? They do it. We should do it as well, Lou.
I think we are. I completely agree with you. People were saying that Mount looked very emotional after the game. I know he wasn't on the pitch, but afterwards he looked emotional, like it was maybe his goodbye. But no, there isn't one of them I would take.
Yeah, not for me. I mean, Koulibaly, for me, I mean, a centre-back, I'm a massive fan of Koulibaly. I mean, when he was at Napoli, because also I love Italian football, magic at Napoli. At Chelsea, I mean, playing 2-3 different coaches there hasn't helped at all whatsoever, but I feel he's got to go back. For me personally, I wouldn't buy new players from Chelsea. Not that they're wasting price, you know what I mean? Mason Mount available, wouldn't have him. I wouldn't buy any player at Chelsea Football Club. They're in a mess. Let them deal with it. Big up to Time and Tide. I was disappointed we didn't get 3rd, but had to be Bloody United. Saying that, we're a great squad. Chesney's natural goal scorer. And thank you very much for contributions as well. If you'd like to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. If you finish 3rd, we still be in Pot D anyway in the Champions League, so it will make no difference whatsoever. Thank you very much, D. Clarkey, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Gallagher would be class. I'm not so sure. What do you think, guys? Madieki, I'll tell you what, I like him. I mean, he's not the quickest, but he's got a footballing brain, but his shooting needs to be better up. That's my opinion, Wilt.
For me, I think, sorry, I was just going to say, there are so many names. We're linked with loads and loads of people, and, there's lots of rumours, and people are coming out and say, I've heard this and I've heard that. For me, I just need to wait. And in Eddie, I trust, and I wait to see who. And I expect they're going to be names that we don't know, that we're not expecting. Names that we've not talked about is what I'm hoping for.
100%. I mean, just got to wait and see. I mean, there's names been plucked. We've linked with 1,500 names, right? Every single day. That's why we don't listen to these rumours as well. Game Bros 11, big up to you, mate. Hi to you. Thoughts on Elliot Anderson's future? Will he feature much next season? For me, keep him here. We got big 4 competitions next year. He has to stay, and don't send him out on loan. He's working with better players as well. He's getting game time at Newcastle. From my opinion, definitely 100% keep him here. Look, Abdul at Hearts. Don't need to send them out on loan. You don't. Not Koulibaly, definitely Kimi Yai. Yep, I agree. Koulibaly. And one here from I agree Millie should stay and play in the cup games. So Toon, who better in the world for Millie to learn from in training from Bruno G? That's from Benny. Thank you, Benny. Brilliant. And great channel. Always outspread the word. Thank you so much indeed. I really appreciate that. And Gallagher would be class. Would you take Conor Gallagher to Newcastle United? Will he improve us? Is he any better than the ones we've got? Like Bruno, Elliot, Joe Linton, Sean?
Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's how they gel together is I just don't feel like I can even pronounce on it. One thing that can I share my worry? Are we going to lose Bruno? Could we lose Bruno?
Nah, no chance. He's a Geordie through and through, and he's happy at Newcastle. He's got a young boy in Matteo, and his family loves Newcastle United. So there's absolutely no chance of Bruno Guimaraes leaving Newcastle. If he is going to go, we need to spend over 100 mil to replace him. And I tell you what, that's not going to happen anytime soon. But Bruno stays in Newcastle, and I'll be amazed and shocked if it happens. But money talks at the end of the day. Everyone's got a price. But for me, if he's going to go, bring in Declan Rice. I would take Lewis Hall as fan for Newcastle fans. I think Lewis Hall, he's their best player at Chelsea yesterday. Their best player by a country mile. Alex Scott. Oh, 100%. She is good. She's very good.
Am I being replaced? Is that it? Should I get me caught?
Not on my show. Cannot beat Louise, by the way. Highly rated, technically gifted. Didn't keep just says not for me. That's an Alan. Thank you, Alan. I'll take Lewis Hall. He's the only one I take. Remember, lads, thank you very much indeed. It's not Luke on the mate. I'm sorry. Big Arsenal fan, but I'll definitely get him on next time for sure. And hi to Nippon, by the way. And Kim and Dominic will be awesome. Big up to you. There's just two of us tonight, Nips. I'm sorry, mate. And let's hear from I got one from Callum. Big up to Callum as well. He's I think he's a Bournemouth fan. I could be wrong, but I hope you're okay, Callum, as well. Yeah, so apart from that, just got equaliser. The game could have gone either way. Second half, Chelsea had lots of chances. Dubravka had to make some saves as well near the end.
Did, yeah.
Well, that's a great save. It's good to see Dubravka back in, by the way, between the six. And he's done well.
Agreed.
And would you keep him next season?
Yeah, I think I probably would. I'd keep probably. I don't think we need both, but obviously Pope stays.
Pope for one, yeah.
Yeah, I probably would keep him.
100%. Because I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, Gillespie's going to be on his way, and also I think we need to keep Martin at the club as well. So yeah, I mean, you look at Eddie Howe right at the end of the game, right? I thought that I think he came across well again. You know what I mean? I mean, the fans, friends went over to the fans. They were singing that song. I mean, that song is brilliant. That song's amazing.
It is. It was nice to see Eddie, though. He usually just goes over, you know, bit of a sort of respectful round of applause. But he was full of the get-ins yesterday. You know, he was like really sort of. I think he was celebrating a job well done yesterday, and it was great. It was great to see because it has been an awesome job. And I thought he just let himself relax just a little bit yesterday, which is nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what it is, right? I mean, got a quick mention to Adam Pierce, who I met Adam and Deck. Big up to Adam as well. Let's move on to Lewis Millie's comments as well. He said after the game, he said, "What a feeling that was. I've dreamt of this since I was a boy. Hopefully I can keep pushing on and getting more appearances for the club." And that's from Lewis. And you know what it is? He's 17 years old. He's been unlucky we had that shot to clip the top of the post. But let's be honest about it. I mean, he just, I think he had a really good game since he came on. Nothing faced it in a game like this.
Yeah, he took the chance. He took that chance and it wasn't far away at all. So, yeah, he is going to be good. And, you know, we've got his brother as well. So that's interesting.
Absolutely. Totally agree. And going on to the comments as well, got one from Benny. The normal on Leicester works through, miss out on some to clubs willing to pay 250k plus a week. But that's fine. Do business correctly. Lordy, Tierney, and left back in just for me. You know what it is, right? for me, I take Kieran Tierney all day long. That guy is a proper left back. He really is. You know.
Oh, I can't imagine how they fit in. One thing I am a little bit worried about, if we're not going to lose Bruno, could we lose ASM? I don't know if he was saying his goodbyes or showing his commitment this week. And the other thing is, could we lose Miggy? Because we could get some decent money for him, I think.
He's 29. Miggy's 29. But I went on someone's show, right? I think it was Diane. She said that sell Miggy, keep your head a shake. But at the end of the day, right? I mean, I love Miggy to bits, yeah? And I had to judge him on his performances. And the first half, he was very wasteful. That is the thing.
Yeah. So part of me was thinking, will Bruno go? Because that's been a lot in the press. I was thinking ASM's actions, would he go? And then I looked at it and I thought, no, it might be Miggy that goes.
Yeah, I hope that's not. Well, I hope it's not the case. If you say great, but excuse me, we need to keep the players the bulk of it because of the competition's
great.
And
agreed.
So we got if you say great. You didn't get Lewis Hall. I like you, John Lewis. He's going nowhere. Money talks, Nipper, my guy. Money talks, mate. Money talks. But I think you'll end up saying at Chelsea. Dubravka was phenomenal. I bashed him a lot for going to the dark side, aka Man United, even though it was on loan. And big up to Henry, by the way. Big up to you, mate. I hope you're fine, and I hope you have a good time in Africa. And good, big up to you. So much better having Dubravka as backup keeper compared to the days of Dubravka number one, then injured for 3 months, and Darlow Woodman playing badly. For me, I think Carl Darlow will end up going to Hull City in the summer. And if you get good money for him, I think he goes. So our job was done. We just had to kick up with Chelsea. A draw is a fair result. Yeah, look at the Indian half is a fair result.
Great.
But thing is, so right, I mean, Chelsea are poor side, I'm afraid. And Tierney will be a good signing. He'll be on one side, Trippy on the other. You know what it is, Julie? I have those two of me left back next season in the summer. Dan Burn, much as I like him, you know, I have him. He'd be part of the squad, no problems at all. But Kieran Tierney, that guy is absolutely fantastic. And I've got Benny St. John. Tierney's popular left back, but he had been injured a lot. If you can't get him on the pitch, it's a costly waste. Dan Burn, we spend this season as left back again. Do you agree with that? I mean, yes, Kieran Tierney's injured a lot. That is the thing. But he hasn't been injured that much now. He's actually been playing games, but he comes off the subs bench. That is the thing.
So can Eddie fix him in terms of health and fitness?
Yeah.
If Eddie could fix him, then yes. I don't think Dan Burn will spend the season at left back. Season left back on the bench, maybe to an extent, but I think he will, in the rotation, he'll get some games, but I don't necessarily think he'll get the big ones. So I think having Tierney might be a good thing.
Yeah, I'm a massive Tierney fan, by the way. I mean, look, when it's at Celtic, I still think he's absolutely class at. And got some interviews at Eddie Howe's, only a part of it as well. I mean, try and get what Eddie Howe's been saying. And, you know, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think he ran to the crowd, did he? Pumped the fans up, didn't he? Just lifted the fans, didn't he? Went to them. He did like a pumped up as well. He just showed and said, I'm a reserve level guy, but I just wanted to show them how appreciated I am. And you know what it is of Eddie Howe, right? I'm not going to lie. He's been absolutely fantastic. If he doesn't get manager of the season, it's got to be stewards, by the way, because I'll tell you something now, right? It'd be flipping harsh. I mean, if Pep wins the 3, Champions League, FA Cup, then for me, he gets it. But it's going to be announced soon, and Eddie Howe's got to get it.
So I don't necessarily expect we will. I was watching Match of the Day, and you know we were up for 3 times. I can't remember what it is. Goal of the month, probably. 3 times we were up, and we didn't get any at the end. So I think the anti-Newcastle bias lives, and we're not going to win any more friends anytime soon, I don't think.
Nah. I could have, you know what it is, so I touched on that, right? Trying to get this guy, Nick, on my channel, right, for the channel, right? I talked about Newcastle on why he thinks that Newcastle, everyone's turn on Newcastle United. There used to be said Newcastle used to be everyone's second team, right? Same with Andy Dunn, but it's not the case now. But at the end of the day, they're just having a dig at Newcastle United, right? Because they're rattled. It's as simple as that. Rattled. And we're just thriving and striving for success. But I'm going to say this now, right? We're going to be there. We're going to be top 5 for the majority of the season, because if you get 5th next season, you get the Champions League. 5 teams getting Champions League next season to have a league bigger for the 24-25 season. So I hope that we're going to get the 5th, but hopefully going to challenge for the title next year.
Yeah, we'll compete. I'm sure we will compete.
Exactly. We're not here to party. We're not here to make it the numbers. We're here to compete. We want to party, go to the club. If we're making the numbers, make it number. You got to be a number 1, yeah? Because number 2 won't do for us. That's it.
Agreed.
So, Dominic over Mad for me. That's from Henry. Bruno's a Jordan going nowhere. ASM. He only go if you want. Miggy, truly love him, but it would then depends on the offense as well. And I'll have to trust Eddie on that one as well.
So can I just come back on the ASM thing? Because what Eddie had said was it's up to him, but I didn't get the feeling it was a free choice. I got the feeling there was a warning in that. It's up to him, unsaid, and provided he gets fitter, healthier, changes attitude. I'm not quite sure what, but I got the feeling that Eddie's told him what he needs, and it's up to ASM to provide it. And much as I think he's an awesome talent, he's one of those people who has got such a unique talent that it makes them difficult to be in a team. So I think Eddie's told him what he needs to do, and whether he stays will depend whether he adopts what Eddie's told him to do, whether he can.
Yeah, that's up to him. That is up to him as well. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if he wants to play first team, then he's got to do a lot better. If he wants to compete, stay in the Champions League, that's what he wanted. Now he's here. I mean, personally, I don't think we're going anywhere, because now Newcastle's got Champions League. He wants to fight for the place as well, and just just want to sample it as well with us. Toggler's half fit when he played since he came back from an injury. Yeah, he didn't look fit yesterday, I can't lie. We need a squad depth, so Tierney wouldn't play every game, but Byrne will play some and target some as well. That's in Julie. Whoever goes, Eddie will know what he wants. Whoever leaves will be sad, or I'll be sad to see him go. But essentially, the important thing is that we keep improving every season.
It's true.
Surely Tiger leaves if you sign Tierney or someone else of that ilk. Barely played the season, so won't stick around to be third choice. He's a decent Premier League player. Whoever gets target, if he decides to go, has got a good, fair player as well. Is Everton going to get points deduction? It's not fair on the teams getting relegated. Lucky Everton. Do you know what? They get away with it every single time. Every single time. Got away. You take care, Jules. You watch what you're doing. And thanks, guys, for the warm welcome. Henry, if you can you hit the subscribe button, please, Henry? If you can, that'd be brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. I'll appreciate that as well. We're going to go into the play ratings very, very soon. But at this moment in time, just got one in for Les. I know what you mean, Louise. I thought it was surrounded fitness, but maybe it's actually cruise training. Talking about ASM again.
Yeah.
But so we're going to do soon. We're going to do the best players, the best moments as well. That'll come in a later date as well. We're going to go some play wins now. I mean, you know what to do, guys. We give a player 1 out of 10, and that includes the managers, the players, and the fans. And if you don't like the ratings, then it's the last one. Quite some more, because we're going to do it again next season. So that's my side, and it's going to be genuine ones, hopefully. I'll start with Martin the Blackguard. It's good to see him back in Newcastle shirt. He made a couple of great saves, one for late on, which was really good. Nick Pope is not, but he played a key role today.
Great, 7.5.
7.5. Okay. It's going to the right back. I mean, he's not been great yesterday. It's the worst he's played for a while, I can't lie. But end of the day, I mean, look, he could celebrate and set where he got Champions League, but he wasn't at his best yesterday. Kieran Trippier, own goal sums it up, but I think at times he got overrun.
7.
7? Really?
7, yes.
7? You can
yes.
Ooh, you're being generous there.
Just keep crying, John.
I said it. I said keep crying. We'll be back next season.
I think 7. That's
Oh,
quite a poor score from me, as you know.
very
But
generous. Very generous. But
I love them all.
your play rating's not mine, but we move, I guess. Let's go on to the other side. Matt Target, for me, has played a lot of football, and he did struggle with the paces of the game as well. Chelsea has to joy on his side, but there's lots of contributions as well. But for me, what's the best performance from Matt Target?
So I'm giving him an 8 because of the clearance off the line.
And would you keep it next season?
No,
Not
no,
for
I
you.
wouldn't. No, not for me.
Cool, that's fine. Let's go on to the centre backs. Start with Fabian Schär. I thought he did well. Solid performance from the guy. Will he stay at Newcastle next season? I hope he does. I think he's been fantastic this season as well. So he defended well, and he did nothing wrong.
He got a 9 for me because of that fabulous cross.
Okay, and his partner in crime, Sven Botman, cleared off the line as well when it was level. And for me, what a season. I tell you, next season, this guy's going to get better and better and better. And whoever wants this guy, we're going to have to pay top dollar for him. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not being funny, but for me, I mean, it's just absolute class this season.
Yeah, it's just been called up to the Dutch side again, which was good to see. Keep us, give us fixes through the close season as well of some football. So 8 for me.
Wow, 8 out of 10. Cool. Let's go to the comments as well. I subscribe on score. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate that, mate. And thumbs up. And goes to on 9s and 8s and the back and a 9 for the backs as well, or dubs, I'll call him. So you go an 8 for Sven. Let's go on to the midfield, and they're going to start with Bruno Gamache. I mean, look, it's on his order midfield with obviously the first team regulars, Longstaff, and Jolie was injured, and he did okay. He did okay. Tighter performance, but he was at his best
because he's injured. So he got a 7 for me because he needs to stop. And I would have expected he would have been rested more than anybody else, actually. Knowing he's carrying an injury, but he played, bless him, but only a 7 for me in this time.
Okay, fair enough. I've got one. Next one, we've got Tony G. This is best performance in Newcastle. He scored his first goal in a black and white shirt, and his work rate is impressive, and he can actually play in central mid as well. So next season, I think he's going to get better and better and better. I've got every faith in this lad.
Agreed.
What are you going to give him?
So I give him a 10. He did everything right yesterday.
Man of the match?
Yes.
Man of the match. Big up to Andy, by the way. Let's go on to
It was a poor field. It was a poor field, but yes, I gave him 10 man of the match.
Fair enough. Elliot, I thought, he worked hard. I mean, he does what he has to do, and the talent is there. And off he did well yesterday. Good movement off support on the flanks, and off he did well.
I gave him an 8.
8 out of 10. Let's go on to the front three. I mean, look, end of the day, if he had the shoe boots on yesterday, he would have got a higher scoring sort of thing. He had 3 great chances, and everyone, every single time just didn't take one of them as well. I love Miggy as well, and you know that. Lively performance, carries a real goal threat, but the problem is 2 words, 3 words, no end product.
I thought you were going to say no right foot, both of which are true. Yeah, he only got a 7 for me yesterday.
I would have given him a 5, but that's mine. It's your ratings, not mine. It's your ratings.
Yeah.
And,
so somebody's really disagreeing with me on Gordon, which is absolutely fair enough.
Fair enough. Jay Jones not agreed with you. 5 out of 10. Lost the ball 7. 29 touches. Wow.
So who would that?
You're going to change your mind. 10 out of 10. You're going to change to 10? No.
No, I'm not going to change it. But I'm interested to know who their man of the match would have been.
Okay.
Who would their man of the match?
Leave it in the comments. He's your man of the match. Leave it in the comments. Billy G does these arrests, but we have fallen into the trap of taking them for granted. No one takes the ball from the defense in the tight spaces, draw fouls, use the ball better, even injured. I tell you what, big up to Bruno, by the way. He plays to an injury as well. Big up while others would even be bothered. And
yeah, it's true.
And Elliot, star player for next season. He's grown as a player, much improved. Yeah, so end of the day, right, we're going to go on straight on to, Dove's man of the match. We're going to, according to Julie J. Let's go on straight on to Miggy. Oh, you gave him a rating, didn't you? Gave him
a 7.
Very generous, Lees. Let's move on.
For Champions League, I can't ever go at any of them with Champions League.
Judge, you got to judge him on yesterday's performance.
Yeah, but Champions League.
We're going to do a seasonal player rating sort of thing. It'd be very interesting to see how you do with that. We got to do, I think we got 27, 28 players. We got a rate as well. So let's go on to Alan Maximin. For me, I think first half of was excellent. I mean, his dribbles, 6 dribbles in the game. Even though he wasn't fully fit, he did cause a lot of problems to Chelsea as well. And then second half, just after the game, in my opinion, and Eddie Howe's told him, reminded of his abilities, and he listened.
So I made notes earlier, and I'd given him a 9 earlier. Would I drop that to an 8.5?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, 8.5. 8.5.
Sounds, yeah, that's fine. 7, Miggy. Ooh. Let's go on to the next one. Let's go on to your mate, your big mate, Isak. He should have scored. Yeah, 3 shots in the game. Should have scored one of them, right? And I tell you what, I mean, he has been absolutely fantastic. He really has this season. But first half, I mean, that he did okay. And then Chelsea, in the end, just snuffed them out. They knew it was the danger, and they had defence around him. And he just couldn't do anything about it.
Which is interesting. So I wondered if it was Golden. You think it was Chelsea, but either way, he wasn't on it. So he got 7 from me. He was quiet.
Cool. No problem. Let's go on to the subs. I mean, we're not going to mark Dan Burn, Lewis, Mali, and Jamal because he didn't get enough game time. But Jake and Murphy came on, and what did you give him?
Bless him. Didn't set the words up. Oh, bless him. 8. 8, just for coming back on and giving it a go.
I tell you, you're so generous, are you, Louise? You're so generous.
Not always, but
can you imagine if you was hosting the show and would you trust us with the player ratings?
Well, Champions League. You should have asked me last season. It might have been different. No, it wouldn't have been different last season. The season before.
Fair enough.
Bless him.
Bless him. Does anyone know if Ben needs a surgery or just a rest for me? I mean, you probably need to get checked as well. And we don't know. We'll probably find out in the next couple of days. Everyone's saying, so Miggy, how about his out of this world pressing against Brighton won us the game? The thing is, Benny, right? I'm a Miggy fan, right? Fox in the room, by the way. Right? He loves Miggy to bits, right? He thinks he is the best. He thinks he's the world's best player for me. But it's his finishing, Benny. That is the problem. First half of the season is fantastic. Second half of the season, I love his pressing, but you got to take your chances when it comes. It's simple as that. Big up to Foxy, by the way. Shh, he's in the room. He is in the room. Don't upset Miggy. So, yeah. And we just go on to my guy. I mean, look, he didn't get into the game. He had a few chances, but he really felt in the final third. It was there from today. But Callum Wilson, what would you give him?
7.
Okay, let's go on to the fans.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, what does that mean?
It's your ratings, man. It's nothing to do with me. You know what's scoring, not me.
But yeah, you had a view. What would you have done? What would you have done?
Me, personally, standard 5 because you didn't get much of it. Standard 5, and Murphy as well. But it's your player ratings. Anyway, fans. Let's go on to the fans. What did you get to fans?
Oh, 12. The megaphone. Did you see the megaphone that was playing Champions League music from when it left Newcastle Central Station?
Yes. I'm going to put on my phone. I'm going to put on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, watching them do slides on the boat, watching all the sunburn,
Yeah.
bless them, sang their hearts out. Stuff. Yeah, 12. Loved every bit of it.
Yeah, and you know what it is, right? I mean, the media hates us. The media don't care about us because we upset some of the big six: Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham. You know, away you go. So, John, I agree with Ben on this one. Cool. Agree that he needs to get back to his best. For me, is in the top 1% in terms of passing this season. Not questioned about his passes. Not questioned that at all. He's up there with the best. Yeah, up there with the best. It's the finishing. And
sometimes it's there, and sometimes for me it's yeah. And most of the time it seems like it's not. But when it is there, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Agree with that one, John. If I find someone to combine Miggy's work quick with someone that can finish like Salah, that would be ideal. Thank you, Benny. Thank you. And we said about the fans, 100. That means a 10 out of 10. The referee.
Do you know, I'm ambivalent. Okay, he can have one of those 5s that you talk about. He was neither nothing nor something.
Okay, fair enough.
Was he on the field? Didn't see him.
Brother Dan Biggie again. Be careful, not me, just being truthful. But if I'm gonna do the player ratings. I'm gonna get in early, right? I'm gonna do the player ratings for this season. Yeah, I gotta get you in for this as well, Lou. And you know what, Biggie is gonna get a good score.
Yeah,
he's gonna get a good score from me. So be surprised. Julie Jib, Eddie the King on Tyneside, and talking off the great man.
Yeah, well, but I thought you were going to say, and he's coming on the show.
Yay! If he does, he'll come on the show, Lou.
King of Tyneside, absolutely, totally agree with that. Oh, I just love him to bits. 11.
Oh, yay!
11 and a half, maybe, for that. Showing some of his passion at the end for once.
Do you know Migas has scored 86% of the wingers in Europe's top 5 leagues this season? Definitely should have a place in our squad next season. You know what, Foxy? You know what? I'm definitely keeping him. Yeah. And people in the chat's going to be surprised. Yes, I'm definitely going to keep him next season as well. 4 competitions. And the question is, which competition? Champions League, definitely, because I think he'll do bits there as well for me.
Oh, so, yeah.
He will. I think he'll do bits there. I really think so. He will, because a lot of people don't know a lot about him, but he could surprise. You just don't know. So that is the player ratings there. In terms of what you think, guys, the player ratings. Do you agree with Louise? It's not my player ratings. Do you think she's being jealous? Do you think she's right? Do you think she's done her very best? So leave it in the comments down there as well. So yeah, she's just been quiet in the transfer front today. I mean, if you know what I mean. But Eddie Howe has been. What can I say about the guy? He has been outstanding this season. He really has. I know people are saying he should be in the not big enough for Newcastle United. He should have gone for a bigger name. But you know what? The owners called it so right again.
Yeah, and it's all about the cohesiveness. The players, the fans, the ownership, everybody together as one unit. It's unlike anything I've ever seen, and I think it's so special.
And you know what it is, right? I mean, most clubs could have took him on as well. And the thing is, right? I mean, they didn't want to take a chance. He could have gone to Celtic. He said no. He took a year out as well out of the game. And Newcastle came calling for him. And guess what? He came to us, and I got absolutely no problems at all whatsoever. And he's done a fantastic job. He's English. He's young, and you know what? He'd have to have a world-class manager managing Newcastle United, but he's come in and he's done the bits.
And he's done that because it's not luck. It's because he studied it, because he's got a plan, because he's got strategy. Awesome leadership. The way he looks after the players, I just think his leadership is. There'll be books written about him. There'll be, maybe there's going to be a Netflix film, isn't there? There will be books written about him, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
You can do the forwards. in the books, John. And
I
I
will
knew he
do.
was going to be good. Yeah. And I can see
100%.
you've got a question there from Alan.
I have. Yeah, we're going to touch on that as well. Would you have in the team ASM and Musa Diaby? Diaby plays on the right side of midfield, but I still buy him, right? At the end of the day, he's got 9 goals this season, 9 assists as well for the Bundesliga Bayern Leverkusen, and he has got a market value of 50 million euros. But I think Bayern Leverkusen probably add 10 more on top of that, 60 million euros, 50 million quid. And last season, he was fantastic. 18 goals in the Bundesliga last season, 9 this season. And Xabi Alonso has done a fantastic job with the German outfit as well. He's done an amazing job. It's been linked to Tottenham, by the way, but he ain't going to leave at all whatsoever. So for me, I take him, but I'm afraid he plays on the right, but he is left-footed. Does he play? Yes, he does. Do you think ASM is off? For me, I hope he's not the case, but like we said earlier, it's up to him. If he wants to leave, that is up to him. That I can't see him leaving because Champions League is here and he wants to be here. It didn't need the feel for air punch like Klopp. 1 air punch is enough. Less is more. Was great. Let's see. What about that one?
Yeah, one air punch all season. That's all we had. It was great.
That's why Eddie admitted he was a surf person, but he wants to be among the fans as well. Do you know what you get with ASM? But Diaby is unproven the Premier League. And you know what is? So is Sven Botman. He was unproven. Isak, he was unproven. Yeah, they are good players. Yeah, but I know, Gav, I see what you mean. But at the end of the day, right, I think that if you're a good player, if you're a great player, and you can do the job, you do the job. Yeah, it's as simple as that. It's like managers, Arsene Wenger, unproven the Premier League. Look what he's turned out to be.
But Eddie does that thing usually where they come to the squad, but they don't go straight on the pitch. He takes some time to teach them in the ways of Newcastle now.
Yeah, totally agree. 100%. Or face like a tiger, the clone lad. He's chatting to the clone lad as well. But you know what it is, right? I mean, the players got here. I mean, I think you need to keep most of them. Whoever's out of contract can move on, yeah. But we need to keep some of these players for next season because big competitions as well. If you've got high quality, then you can high quality. Do you know what I mean? And I just think the future is so bright for Newcastle United. And I tell you what, I mean, we're going to spend big as well, by the way. And let's hope that we get those players come through the door. I don't know what you make of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Eddie's kind of tempering it. You know, we're not going to have that much money. We've got to be careful. We've got to play within the limits for us and all of that sort of stuff. So he's trying to bring it down and saying there'd only be 1 or 2, but what we get will be class. Yeah. What we get will be class, and I'm hoping it's more than 1 or 2.
Absolutely. There's one player who may not come, as that Ferran Torres for Barcelona. He's played for Man City. Yeah, he's got a market value around 40 million quid, and we've been looking at him as well. But the player don't want to come back to England. He wants to stay at Barcelona. That is the thing. Ferran Torres would be fantastic. He plays on the left-hand side, and I think he is fantastic. I mean, he was unlucky at Man City, and he had to go. But yeah, but we definitely need players in some positions as well. We definitely need a left back. We definitely need a right back as well to cover for Kieran Trippier. We definitely need a right side midfield as well. We definitely need a CDM. I mean, Declan Rice for me will be an amazing signing if you can get this guy.
Yeah, I take that. Absolutely take that. It's going to be so interesting. And I still think it's not going to be people we expect. I could be wrong, but I think it'll be names that I'm like, oh, wow, where did they find that one? Is what I'm hoping for. Because I certainly didn't know the name Botman.
No. I mean, no one did heard of him, but I thought he was going to go to Milan. But obviously, I was completely, utterly wrong. And I'm glad he came to Newcastle. And he was a fantastic defender. Last season, he played for Lille, right? And people saying that, he's not going to make it to the Premier League. Don't buy him, this and that, and all that sort of thing. Yeah. But the thing is, right, the people didn't think it was proven like the Premier League. All wrong. Absolutely wrong. Wrong'uns. Honestly, what a season. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what Paul said. Honestly, what a season. Couldn't have asked for any more. Gutted it's over. I think we're absolutely all feeling exactly the same.
I know, absolutely right. But I would season end right now. Guess it's Champions League. And we've got to, I think, clubs will be looking at us now with a bench because clubs are going to improve. Chelsea's going to improve. Liverpool's going to improve. Spurs going to improve. But Spurs haven't got a manager yet. It's been nearly 2 months since he's got a new manager, and since they sacked Conte, that club is an absolute utter mess. If you kind of get a manager, you kind of appoint a manager from Holland, Arne Slot, right, from Feyenoord, and he turns you down, then that football club's got a big problem, a massive problem. And I think Spurs has got a problem already. They just cannot attract. I think they're ringing up Conte and Jose, asking what's like with Fernando Dan Levy. You get a straight answer. So, and this is just brilliant. Premier League proven is meet at this point for us. We have a squad full of Premier League proven players have come forth. Spend big on the lads from board and get the value rather than the Premier League. Work with Isak, Bruno, and Botman. Bernie, that's a flipping good comment, by the way. He is bang on the money, him. And wouldn't surprise me if you get a player through the door who you haven't to be linked with. And a total
exactly that.
Exactly that as well. Exactly that. We're a project youth. We're a project youth. We're on the phase 3. We're on phase 3 of the project. You know what I mean? And you don't hear the youth project at Man City. You don't hear about Erling Haaland stage, don't you? You don't hear him. He just scores for fun. And go for the comments before we go wrap up the show. And I'm not doing that for 2 hours as well. Who wants to go to Liverpool? They're not in the Champions League. I still think there'll be players going there. I think Alexis McAllister will go there as well. That could well be a done deal. I think if Liverpool came for Alexis McAllister, I think you'll go to Liverpool 110%. Because Liverpool are still a prestige club as well. They're a massive club. And people don't realise that. They're a massive club. And tough task for us next year. 3 games a week, so we need players through the door and get rid of the Deadwood, Hayden, and fake Jesus, etc. And I like Derby. He only scored 9 league goals for. I would want him to score more than Almiron. Do you know what it is, mate? He's got an end product to his game, and he's a finisher as well. If you let him go, he absolutely left you to death. And he's got great close control as well. Great for the great coverage this season, John. What a campaign. Thank you so much indeed, Claude. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Nobody wants a Spurs job with Kane petition going or Son leaves, and they are finished 15th. Spurs, I tell you what, they're not made Champions League. I've got to cross them off next season and all, Louise.
Yeah, agree.
Cross them off. It'd be a big five. And I think the 5's going in. I mean, for me, it's Man City, Man United, Arsenal, us, and Liverpool. I think Chelsea could have a transitional season as well. So I'm not expecting too much from Chelsea, by the way.
So the only one I'd say there is what about Brighton?
I tell you what, Brighton, you touched on Brighton. If Brighton, they're better organised than Tottenham, by the way. If you're a Spurs fan and Brighton goes above you, you got a real problem. That club's got a real problem. Hendrick, mate, you look confused then. I did. I thought it was Jesus. Not for me.
I was a bit like...
I know. But Jeff Hendrick. Sorry, Paul. We got a smile in now. Nah, not for me. He's done as well. Him, Hayden. I like Hayden. I really do. But, we need bigger names than those two. And Villa will not be far away next season. I'm going to have to agree because I think they're coming leaps and bounds under Unai. But there you go. Right, you're going to wrap up the show. Oh, we've got one here from Benny. John Louise, have you seen footage of Ugarte from Sporting Lisbon? And the guy looks ideal for us. If we can fight off Chelsea, Liverpool, etc., with the pool of Champions League football, that would be at a class fan base. And I'll tell you what it is, right, Ugarte. You might not have heard of him, by the way. He's got a market value, 55 million quid for Sporting Lisbon. For Uruguayan international, he's a cracking player as well. He's a fantastic CDM. With what CDM, that's the sort of player we need. And I'm going to go
and have a look. I'll let you know.
Good player, good defensive midfielder. You know what I mean? Protects the back four well. I've watched Derby. He hasn't had a shot on target for about 6 games with 10 attempts. Looked real bad. Mourinho had him at a game against Roma. That's Mourinho's team. Defends well. And next season, let's get the FA Cup for starters and Champions League as well, Alan, and challenge for the title as well. Thank you, Ches, please. Hit those likes on the way out and lead you the rest. Thank you, Ches. Thank you for Gav for coming on the show. And Carl, apologies again, mate. Just got back to Gosforth. See you next one, mate. I'm doing the Real Talk forum tomorrow, mate. It's a new show, right? We're going to do the season review as well. on that as well. That's what we'll be talking about tomorrow as well, and other things as well. So there you go. Go wrap up there, and glad Carl's coming as well. Sorry about you, Uncle, by the way. Condolences to you, mate. And that's it. And did you enjoy coming on again, Louise? Did you enjoy coming on again?
Yeah, I did. I loved it. I really do. Had a great time. Thanks for having me. I don't know whether I can say how are the lads. I usually say how are the lads at the end, but
I know.
How are the lads? Enjoy the pool. Don't forget your sun cream.
Yes, sun cream as well. I'll probably do a holiday. I don't think it'll be until October at least as well. But I said that even if you're ever going to sort it out, try to go to Turkey. I'm going to grab her as well. She goes to Turkey as well. First holiday together as well. She is lovely and she's amazing. And got one here. A couple more comments there. We've got a wrap. Not Sean Villa. XG for Assure games. That's out overachieved. Emery out by Christmas. Cheers to the Assure Betty. I don't think so. Keep up the good work, Jay. Thanks. Great chat, Louise and chat. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Little and Mr. Porvey. Louise, look forward to meeting you on the next show. He is absolutely fantastic. He's passionate, says it how it is.
Yeah, look forward to it.
But he's not league gunner. Still. Anyway, thanks for coming on the guy. I'll be with you backstage. Guys, if you like the video, do check out Louise E. Thompson as well on her social media. That's the only socials she has got. And until that, do check out my content. All the links in the description as well. Like, subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow for a new show called The Real Talk Forum. Should be Real Talk Podcast. But until then, guys, watch what you're doing. And we're the lads.